Hey everyone, so I've done my supper now and I see Harry Potter is on TV, so I'm going to watch that. But yeah, for all the ladies out there, all the women, we need you. We need you. Whether you're in Zimbabwe or you're in Canada, don't give up hope. I know there's a big push to get all the men working and get them into jobs, but we also need our jobs. Women are most badly affected by poverty in Canada, especially single women who are caregivers. We get treated the worst. We get the worst hours, the worst pay. And that's what I missed about Zimbabwe. You work your 9 to 5 and you're done. You don't have to take on extra shifts. You don't have to work until midnight. You don't have to work overnight. You don't have to do all of that. That's what I miss about it. Because here, you think that you're coming and you're going to be able to get good jobs. You're going to have a good lifestyle. Your education will be valued and you will be valued as a person. But it's actually the opposite. Especially when you come from Zimbabwe. It's the exact opposite. You have to work sometimes 2-3 jobs. You have to work. I used to work till 10 o'clock at night when I did retail. Sometimes 11 o'clock, depending on whether we had to do the stocks or not. And then I would come home and I would have a day job before that. And this was also while I was doing my master's. I used to work in the day at different corporate companies. And then I would go for my evening classes. And on Saturdays, I used to work at the library. So I had 3 jobs to do. And in between that, I had to find the time to do my research, to read my papers, to study. So I didn't have time for anything. I had no social life or anything for 7 years. And then when I graduated, I thought, okay, it will get easier. It didn't get any easier. All I had was contracts, 3 months here, 6 months there, long periods of unemployment. Very similar to now. They cut off my EI. Our Prime Minister has extended the benefit period, but because I hadn't claimed for anything, by the time they put it through, it was too late for me. And I didn't work any hours after that, so I'm not going to get that. And yeah, it's just very, very hard. It's very difficult. So I'm just praying that the donations will start coming through and that I will get some money. It's not easy when you're on your own and you have nobody to fall back on. And also I don't have any assets to sell. Like before I had my place at Rosewell Gardens to sell. Now I don't have anything. So it's very, very sad. And that's why I want things to come right in Africa. I want things to come right in Canada. But if I had to do it over, I would tell my mom, I'm not coming. I'm not going. I don't care what you're saying. I'm coming back to Zimbabwe and I'm staying there. Because it's been too hard for me here. I've had to do everything on my own. I've had to move on my own, pack my stuff, unpack my stuff, find my jobs on my own. I had to do everything on my own. I've had no support. So it's very, very tough. And also it's tough psychologically. At least I have my faith. I don't know what people do who don't have their faith. Because when you're not working, there's very few people that will come to visit you, to pick up the phone, to spend time with you. I'm lucky that I've got good friends. I've got people that stay in touch with me. And they even come even if I'm not working. But they're all in the black community. And I'm not going to hide it. So, I mean, it's all people either who came here from Africa or people who are living here now, but they were born in Africa. So, you know, that's the way it goes. That's the way the cookie crumbles, as they say. And it's unfortunate. I mean, if you look at England now, if you look at Paris, if you look at all these places, the populations are largely black and Indian. Why? They all bought into this dream of delay having your children. Don't have your children. Don't start your families. Wait. Get an education. Go to school, study, and then once you graduate, save some money. Put a down payment on a house. and then start your family. And by then it's too late. The years have gone. You don't have anything. And that's also something that the sisters discussed with me before I started my courses. They talked to me. They said, like, don't you have anyone? Aren't you interested in getting married? I said, well, I don't have anybody now. I mean, if I meet somebody, then yes, I will get married. But even then, they told me, like, they shared their personal stories about women in their family who landed up having to get in vitro fertilization and how hard it is. So that's why I'm telling all the ladies, like, if you want to get married and you want to have children, don't wait. Don't listen to Bill Gates, and don't listen to men who are telling you what to do, because they're not going to give birth to the child. They're not going to nurse the child. They're not going to raise that child. I mean, if it's your husband, then yeah, you make those decisions together. They're personal decisions, but don't listen to Bill Gates. Don't have a contraption put in you that's going to stop you from having a baby for 8 years. And don't make that mistake. I was wet behind the ears when I came to Canada. When they told me, yeah, it's 10 years, you won't be able to come back to TD, I was like, okay, I didn't do anything to you, but if that's how you want it, there's nothing I can do, because I fought to stay there. I tried everything. I tried to get a different contract. I tried to get a transfer overseas, but they had made up their mind that they don't have anything else for me. So that's the way the cookie crumbles. Am I happy with my life? No. There's things I'm happy I've accomplished, like my education. I've done a lot of volunteer work, but this is not the life I wanted. I wanted those 9-to-5 jobs. You're done for the day. When you come home, you don't have to sit and do presentations, prepare for that meeting the next day, get ready for something else. It never stops. Even when you finish working, sometimes you have to come home and then carry on working because there's a presentation they want done, or they're traveling, so their plans change, then they want you to take care of them. I don't like this lifestyle. I don't like it at all. I wanted my big house with a nice car with a swimming pool, and I wanted to employ people once I opened my business. None of that worked out for me here in this country. So that's why I'm saying, if I had the opportunity to go back and to have that lifestyle, I would take it. I would take it in a heartbeat, because who wants to land up a slave? Who wants to land up being the tail and not the head? Who wants to land up being beneath? Who wants to land up being the pauper? Who wants to land up being broke? None of us. I mean, that's not the dream. That's not the dream. So, it was hard growing up. I had to walk to school. I had to walk home. I had to go check on the house. And I had to go to the grave with my grandmother every week, check all the graves, clean them, put fresh flowers. And she never used to do only our family. She used to do our family, the Nagero family, the Vass family. She used to do some of the Hindu people, some of the Muslim people. I was like, Granny, I don't want to do all of them. So then she said, okay, we won't do all of them. We'll just do our family, and we'll do for Mr. Vass. We used to do his. But because the graves are all separate. You had like the Hindu section, the Muslim section, then you had the Catholic section. So, yeah, it was tough for me. I had to also draw that water from the drum when there were droughts, water the plants, and that water used to stink because it was sitting in that drum, for maybe a week. But when there's a drought, what are you going to do? You have to save the water and use it for something. And the municipality gave us permission to do that. So, yeah, if I get that opportunity to go back and to have a business and hire people and have people working for me, I will go back, because I treat people properly. I treat people with respect. I make sure that if they need an extra break, they get it. If I pay them properly, I pay them on time. I don't like all this. And even when I went home to South Africa, we had cleaners at the university. They used to clean our dorm. They used to sweep. They used to clean up. And even they couldn't believe, Mama Loti and Mama Nono. People told them what was happening to me. They couldn't believe it. They said, tell her to come home. What's she doing there? Being treated like a slave. It's very hard for me here. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I've had it. I mean, maybe if I had a good paying job and I was treated properly, I was paid properly, I was accommodated for my health, for my religion, maybe then I would feel different. But the way this whole thing has gone, for me, it's been an awful experience. And if I had to live it over, I'd say, you know what, Mom, you go. You go to Canada if you like it. I'm coming home and I'm not listening to you. I'm just going to come home, and if you want to go, you go. Because that's what we used to tell her, me and my brother. She said, I want to go to visit your sister. I said, go. We're not stopping you, go. No one's stopping you from going. Go and stay there if you want. So then everybody blames me and gets upset with me for her choices. I had enough of it. I want to go back. I want to try to get a job in South Africa or England or somewhere where I will be appreciated and valued and earn a good living. Because the crime is rising in Canada. Even the police are saying it's the youth now. Because the youth, I mean, if there's no jobs and there's nothing for them to do, then, you know, they're going to turn to drugs. They're going to turn to all this. So that's why I'm saying if I get an opportunity, I send my proposals. I sent proposals to a number of schools. I sent it to Peterhouse, if anyone knows anyone at Peterhouse. And yeah, that I'll be happy to go actually, because I'm tired. You know, you just get to a stage where it's like, what more do you want? What more do you want me to do? What more do you want me to be? I mean, I can't even be myself without people saying, oh, we're firing her because it's not a good fit. So, no, I've had enough of it. If I could retire, I would retire and take that retirement money and go live in Harare or go live in, you know, somewhere. But I haven't even earned enough to say that, yeah, I can retire comfortably. I can't. So that's why I'm willing to go back to South Africa. And I send proposals. I send proposals to the South African government, to the tennis organizations. I've reached out to all the banks. I've reached out to private companies, mining companies, education sector. I've reached out to a number of people because I'm tired of this. And even the food is not healthy. The food is unhealthy because it's packed with preservatives. You look at the obesity rates in America and here, they're not normal. Everybody's eating normal food. Everyone's eating the same food. There's an obesity pandemic in America. So I'm not joking. If I had to live it over, I wouldn't have come here. I would have just said, you know what, Mom? Thanks for your advice, but tough. I'm coming back to Zim and I'm staying there. I wouldn't stay here because now I'm a citizen of this country, so I fulfill my obligations. I meet my duties, I meet my responsibilities. And as for rights, they just silence you. They just tell you nobody said that. You don't know what you're talking about. Are you hearing voices? Did you misinterpret what they're saying to you? I'm like, get a grip. You're talking to somebody that graduated from the top university in South Africa. So don't come and play games with me. I'm not interested. Anyway, that's my dream. I want to go back. I want to have a nice lifestyle, a comfortable lifestyle, my own property, have cars, employ people. And here, it's not possible. I have tried everything. You can't even go to the church without hearing the priest saying, oh, she's here. We want a donation if she's coming to the church. I mean, really and truly, that's not the church that I went to in Africa. And that's not the way that it should be. The church is supposed to be for everybody, including the poor. And even if you're having a get-together and somebody can't afford to bring something, everyone should still feel welcome. That's what I say. But that's not the Canada way. That's the African way. So if you don't like it, tough, because that's the point I'm at in my life. I don't like having to send out a link every day asking for money, every day saying I don't have any money. I need some help to pay my rent, and nobody even helps. It's ridiculous. I'm also a member of the clergy. I might not be employed formally by the church, but I'm a member of the clergy. I have a position in the church, and it's one of the highest positions in the church, but people treat me like dirt. So, how do you think I feel? I'll go back to Africa. If I get something there, I'll go. I've had enough of it.